time sure does fly. October 27th, the NBA opener tomorrow night. I got a few value picks for you guys and a free lineup. I'll get into that right now. So starting it off, we have our value picks. My number one value pick is going to be Reggie Jackson. Well, these aren't necessarily in order, but my first value pick is Reggie Jackson. I'm using the numbers of draft day because that is what I'm going to roll with for this NBA season. The salary for draft day is about double FanDuel's and DraftKings, so keep that in mind when I give you the price of these players. It's going to be about half. So Reggie Jackson costing about 16.45, 16,450 on draft day. He's getting the starting role in Detroit, and I think that he is worth every cent of that 16.45. Make sure to scoop him up. Next, we have Mo Williams getting the start in Cleveland with Kyrie Irving's absence, and LeBron James with the injured back going to still play, but Iman Shumpert not playing. So, I mean, Mo Williams, we've seen what he can do when he gets to start in the ball in his hands like he did in Charlotte. He'll go off. Definitely a value pick, and you're going to want him on your lineup tomorrow night. J.R. Smith, another Cleveland player, is the third value pick. With LeBron James playing injured tomorrow and Iman Shumpert not challenging J.R. Smith as of right now for minutes, J.R. Smith is going to have a good game. He is very cheap. He's going for 8.6. By the way, Mo Williams going for 11.55. J.R. Smith's going for 8.6 on draft day, and he's worth every cent of that, just like Reggie Jackson, Mo Williams, and my final value pick of Ryan Anderson. They're all worth their money, but Ryan Anderson, possibly my favorite value pick on this list. All the attention on Anthony Davis there, slight attention on Eric Gordon also, but Ryan Anderson is going to be the sneaky player this year that if you don't have him on your team when he's playing, if the person you're playing against has him, it's going to hurt you. It's going to kill you. So make sure to scoop up Ryan Anderson. He's going for 11.15. Guy can shoot, rebound, pass. He's a great player, and he's going to have a phenomenal year. He's my fourth and final value pick for the NBA opener tomorrow night. Let's move on to the lineup. Now, there's 3 games tomorrow: Detroit at Atlanta, Cleveland at Chicago, and New Orleans at Golden State. What I like to do, my biggest strategy, is to spread the games evenly, maximizing my potential of a guy of all my players going off. So, there's 3 games tomorrow. I chose 3 players from each game after a hefty load of research and putting stuff together. It wasn't easy, but at first I did have a lot of players in one game and just a few in the other, so I decided to even it out. That's something that's worked for me in the past, and I definitely am satisfied with the lineup I'm about to give you now. Starting off, we have one of the value picks, Reggie Jackson at point guard. Again, the draft, before I get started, the DraftKings lineup, the draft day lineup, I should say, is point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. No utility players and no guard forwards. But these lineups, if you follow them correctly, you'll still be able to fit them on the FanDuel and DraftKings. So again, starting it off, costing 16.45, Reggie Jackson on Detroit. He's going to have a great game. Next, we have another value pick, Mo Williams at the other point guard position, 11.55 for a cost for him. 2 value picks right there out of the gate, and to put another one in there, 3 value picks. J.R. Smith, the third player on this lineup. Definitely going to have a good game. You can trust that. So, to stray away from the value picks, and what I consider a sleeper is going to be Kent Bazemore. Thabo Sefolosha not really challenging him for his playing time, and I definitely see Kent Bazemore getting a decent amount of playing minutes. He definitely is a player in the NBA that makes do with whatever minutes he gets. So, costing a flat rate of $5,000 on draft day, that's the lowest rate you can get. Definitely scoop him up. Then we're moving on to the first small forward position. We have Harrison Barnes. All the attention on Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. Harrison Barnes is a sneaky player like Ryan Anderson, one of the value picks. He can hurt you when you don't have him, and he is going for 9.1. So I'd say that's a little overpriced for him, but with the lineup that I've constructed, you can spend it, and he's worth it. Next, another sleeper. I like to have 2 sleepers typically, but this one I think is less of a sleeper, but more of a how can he cost that much? That's so cheap type of situation, because Mike Dunleavy is out. Tony Snell is going to be playing a decent amount of minutes, and he's only costing 5.55. That's very cheap for a guy that showed a couple years ago that he can play when he gets the minutes. He's not necessarily a shooter, so he's not necessarily going to miss a lot of shots and cost you points, but he can definitely score and rebound and pass. So put him on that roster because he's going to be a sleeper pick this week. Starting it off with the power forwards, we have Draymond Green, costing 14.85. Now, he's just a player that's consistent. He has a less of a chance to go off than guys like Klay Thompson, Steph Curry on that team, but he also over time does not stink. as where some of those guys might have bad shooting nights. Draymond Green is a very consistent player, and he's going to be my first power forward. My second power forward, if you can guess, the last value pick that I gave you guys, Ryan Anderson. Nothing more to say about him other than he's going to have a great year. He's costing 11.15 again. So you got to take him because he's going to hurt you if you don't. Capping this team off at the center position, I consider this team's captain, Andre Drummond, costing 17.6. Now, if you notice that I have Reggie Jackson and Andre Drummond, that's a huge strategy that I'm using and utilizing this year. Like football DFS, you have a stack of a wide receiver and a quarterback. Well, this year in basketball, I am utilizing the stack of a point guard and a center. Now, it's not something that's been done before publicly, and it's not a big craze, but you've heard it here first from expert Ev that it's going to happen. So when you start using that, make sure you remember that Ev taught you. And yeah, subscribe for more. And make sure to follow me, DFS Expert Ev, at Twitter, or on Twitter. So to run through that lineup one more time, we have Reggie Jackson, Mo Williams, J.R. Smith, Kent Bazemore, Harrison Barnes, Tony Snell, Draymond Green, Ryan Anderson, and Andre Drummond. And the stack that I'm using is Andre Drummond and Reggie Jackson for that Detroit game. 3 players in each game. Can't wait for the NBA season. Make sure to subscribe for more.